Hello, simulated fans, simulated tram fans, simulated Urk fans. Hello, everybody. I'm Simulated Urk, and today we are back in the Tram Sim for the first time in 2021. Well, actually, this is my third attempt, but anywho, here we are. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas and winter specials, even though they did come out a little bit later than intended because I already had a whole heap of episodes planned. And then a couple of days before Christmas, the Christmas lights came out and the winter came out with the snow. And I'd already had episodes planned, so we didn't see the Christmas lights and the snow until January, but I tried. Anywho, on this episode, this is going to be a long episode. I want to get to level 3. And I'm almost there. I'm about 60% there, I reckon. I also want to tell you about some of the changes that have happened to Tram Sim and also at Urk Tower. We've simulated Urk since the last time that we produced a Tram Sim episode. When Tram Sim came out, there were talks of eventually having an additional route and talks of having an additional tram. Let's go to timetable mode. Let's start at Stefan. Let's make it nighttime because I'm trying to... Let's go for winter. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to kill about 3 birds with the 1 stone. I'm trying to get some achievements. I'm trying to get on to level 3 and I'm trying to showcase something new for you. So here we are, sounding a little bit different because I've made some changes to my recording workflow. So things may sound a little bit different than previously. And we should be almost loaded in now. I remember when Tram Sim came out, there was talks of maybe an additional route rather than just Route 1 in Vienna, and also an additional tram, and we have an additional tram. We'll put our pantograph up. Oh, let's just put it down. We'll put the pantograph back up. And we have a new tram. Pantograph goes down. Pantograph will go up. So anywho, we need to go into timetable mode. That one will do nicely. 21:36 out of Stefan. And we need to adjust the time. We'll adjust the time. Time adjusted. Now we can go back inside. And we have a little bit of time. So let's go to our first stop. And our aim is to do the complete route there and back. And hopefully we'll get the achievements for that. We'll get because there's alright, so we'll release the doors. Okay, doors are released. and we've got about 5 minutes before departure. So let's have a look outside and introduce you to our new tram. This is the E2 class, and it is a high floor tram. They are still in service in Vienna on different routes, introduced in 1978. High floor, no air conditioning, currently being replaced by the Flexities that we'll see and that we have used on this route before. Now, if we have a look here, we can see the front carriage, and that is about it at the moment. Later on, we'll also see that there is also a trailer attached to this 2-carriage tram. On some of the less patronised routes, they might not necessarily use the trailer, but the trailer is the C5 class. Let's look inside, and through the window we can actually see the C5 trailer that is attached. Now, the Vienna, it is an actual loop, so there's no need for a driver's cab at the other end. That trailer will always be at that end, and you can see wooden benches. What's cool here is the door open button. Now, when the tram's in between platforms, you can press this, and that becomes a request. Becomes a request stop to tell the driver, yes, I want to stop there. Here's a look at the cab. Oh, there I am. How are you doing, kind sir? So we'll be underway in a moment, but you can see the cab. It's an older tram, but they haven't made any attempt, and I like this. They haven't made any attempt to make this look like a modern tram that's just been renovated. You know, everything's nice and new looking, etc. This is probably how it would look in service. They're an old tram. They're about to be retired, so they're not going to do a major amount of work on them. Yes, they'll keep them running, keep them well maintained, etc. But cosmetic things they probably won't necessarily worry about. So that's our driver's cab, ticket machine, a little bit further down, ticket validators, etc. So we'll get in the cab. One thing to note is that the front door operates separately from the rest. So we'll press the num 9 on the number keypad. That closes that door. There's a ding to tell us that that door's closed. We'll press number 6, and what that does, that turns out that light, that locks the doors. There's no lights on the blue lights, and the green lights on the dash are off, so that means that we can depart. And we will depart. Now, it takes a little bit of time for the acceleration for the power to kick in. The power operates the same way as the Flexity. So Q to power, A for neutral, and Z rather for braking.
Wintenstraße.
So it does really feel different from the Flexity, the modern Flexity tram, which is good, which is what you want. So press num 4 to unlock. So this front door will open if required. The other doors operate, they're released. We'll press the number 6. Lights have gone out, so we can proceed. 7 for the bell, and let's go. Well, that's the theory. So we'll just release. And we'll close again. Because what can happen is that at the last second somebody presses the release button, doors open, and then it takes some time. The doors close by themselves. It's not like the Flexity that you can see in front of us, where you can just open all, close all. What we might do, that's the front door. Okay, there we go. We can go now. So the front door operates independently, and that's mainly for the driver. So the driver can say, get out, operate a set of points that aren't necessarily at a platform without opening all the doors or releasing all the doors for the passengers.
Bitte seien Sie achtsam. Andere brauchen Ihren Sitzplatz vielleicht notwendiger.
So we'll stop here. So the easiest thing to do is just num 4 releases. And then if need be, someone will open the front door, someone will open the other doors if needed. We can close and some bell. So I just need to check again. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily work perfectly. Now we should be right. So one of the good things about this particular tram is that it was offered free of charge. It was a download available to everyone.
Davidgasse. Umsteigen zu 7a.
It was offered to everybody as a free download. They didn't charge for the extra tram. They know that there's only one route. They know that there's people probably like me that have gone, well, you know what, there's only so much that I can do. So people at the front door, so they've pressed the door release button. There is actually if we look outside, on the front near each door, there's a door release button. This gives us a good view of the outside. So to illustrate a good way to go from the outside, press 9, that will close the front door. Now we should see this lady here, even though the button's not on that side, she came through and she opened it. The little steps come out, and then when the doors close, you press 9 again for the front doors. The movable step comes up, and then we can press number 6 to close any doors that are closed and lock them. So the back door, we saw that somebody's requested the stop. We've got a red light, so we can't go anywhere anyway, but we're preparing to. So there is a bit of a time lag between the time you press the buttons to accelerate compared to the time that you actually do accelerate as the brakes come off.
Knöllgasse. Umsteigen zu 6 in Richtung Geiereckstraße.
So it does take a little bit longer to stop compared to the Flexity. I only got a 1 for that stop. So the front door is closed, but it's not locked. There are mirrors that you can use to have a look outside. All the doors are on the right hand side, so we'll close the doors. We'll press 7. We haven't got the traffic light in our favour anyway. So when we see the orange light come on to give us a warning that we can go in a moment, that'll be a good time to start applying the power, because the time the power actually comes on will be the time that we can go. So I've applied the power and the lights turn green, the power comes on. Now we're about to go into the underground section, so it is about to get a lot noisier.
Maxwellsdorfer Platz. Umsteigen zu 6, 18. In Richtung Blockbuster, Stadthalle 62. In Richtung Mainz 14a. Lokalbahnhof Baden. S-Bahn.
Now that stop wasn't very good either. So doors released. There was a passenger waiting at the front door, so they've pressed the door release button on that car, for that set of doors. Now this door next to the driver, it will stay open until you press the door close button, until you press num9 again. But the others will automatically close. Now we've got the signal. So what I'll do, I'll close the front door first, and then once that's closed, that ding indicates that that door's locked. So we've still got one door that hasn't closed yet, and when it does close, we'll get a ding, and you just have to, there we go, there's the ding telling us that we can lock that door now, and we have. The lights have gone out and we can continue. So people have gone out the front door. We can have a look at the mirror. We can hear other doors closing. So we'll lock the front door first. And we've got our ding dings. So let's go. Alright, so we'll have a look in our mirror. So we've still got a flashing light, so that indicates that we're waiting for a door to close. So it's not as if we can force the door closed at this point. On the Flexity, I just prefer to open or close all. So the last door's closed, and we can depart. So we're running 3 minutes late. Should have just kept the brakes into it. So we're 2.5 minutes late. We've got to close the front door. Everyone's okay there. Now, what will happen probably, there's a lady there, she may or may not get on. We've closed the doors, we can give bell and let's go. And again, it does take a little bit of time between the time that you first press the buttons to the time the tram actually takes off. You will see lots of the Flexities coming the other way. I haven't seen... Okay, we can go now. I haven't seen any of this class, the E2, running alongside.
Meierhofgasse.
And nor have I tried yet running a Flexity and seeing if I can see any E2 trams, the ones that we're on. Now, I was reading an article yesterday saying that these E2s should be out of service by 2026. So we'll have a look. Our front door is closed. We can see some people running, so we won't lock the doors just yet. We can see them get in, and there's another couple of people running, and it's snowing. One more person maybe. Let's see if they glitch out. Another person running, and let's go. Just waiting for that one door to close. Doors are closed, let's go. So we're now 3.5 minutes late, but we did wait for people. And it's also snowing and slippery, so as long as we're not ridiculously late. And it is late at night, so shouldn't be as much traffic on the road. We can go now, so that saves us a little bit of time, gets us a little bit of time back. Now we can go. Now apparently there has been some changes to pedestrian and motorist behaviour. So we can see people coming in and out here. No need to close the front door just yet. As we can see, people are obviously coming in and out. We'll just wait for another couple of seconds to see if old mate here is coming to get on the tram. Yes, he is. How are we doing up there? We're doing fine, so we'll shut the front door first. That's closed. Ding, ding, ding. Just waiting for one down the back. There we go. And let's go. Now we may be 4 minutes late, but as I said, it's snowing. I don't necessarily want to see people running for the tram if I can avoid it.
Dresselgasse.
So we need to wait for the traffic there. So we should get the signal in our favour in a moment. Gonna preempt this a little bit. Waiting. There we go. So one thing that's happened since, and this hasn't really affected TramSim as much. Just waiting for that one door. There we go. Now we can go. We can only go as far as the junction, but at least we're off the platform now. So we'll just go up really slowly. Since I recorded the last Tram Sim episode, I've actually upgraded my computer. So we've got to wait for the cars. See, it's tempting. You get a green light up there and you think, oh, that's for me. On this occasion, it's not actually for me. I've got to look at the 3 dots. So that's traffic's about to come to a halt. And then after that, so if we start applying power now we can go. Between the time that I recorded the last Tram Sim episode and this one, I upgraded the computer. And one of the main reasons that I did that is so I can use Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Karlsplatz. Umsteigen zu U2, U4, 4A.
So I've basically doubled the dots in a really weird spot here. It's all the way up there. I've basically doubled my memory and I've put a new hard drive in, so that speeds things up a lot. Not necessarily a huge benefit for TramSim compared to some other games that or some other sims that I use, and also editing and all of that sort of stuff. But it will be better. One thing that I did notice last night when I did what turned out to be a test recording, we've still got a door that we're waiting to close, so we'll just wait for our ding just as our audible audio cue. Now, I don't know what a lot of these buttons mean because they're in German. I'm just going to push my way across here. Well, that didn't work out as I planned. I'm almost all the way across this part of the intersection, so I'm just going to crawl. And then I'm going to see if I can push my way through. Probably not. Okay, they are coming to a stand now. That's a little bit cheeky. So one thing that I noticed is a little bit smoother, and things aren't running as hard.
Oper, Karlsplatz. Umsteigen zu U1, U2, U4, D, 2, 71, 2a, 59a.
Pedestrians. Not much you can do about that. So things are probably running smoother and easier. One thing I did notice, now I don't know if this is coincidental because there have been updates to Tram Sim. I was having problems basically running from one end of the route to the other. I'd always get to the hour mark and I'd have a game crash. And what would happen is that I'd basically get to the hour mark and the game would crash. And I haven't got to the other end yet. And then I kept on producing episodes, and then I thought, well, I'll contact support. They look like they're jumping like kangaroos. So I thought I'll contact support. So I've locked the doors now. Contact support, and if you've seen previous episodes, you'll know that support were very helpful, suggesting some things. We went backwards and forwards with troubleshooting, and they said that future updates should help that situation. Now, before the upgrade, I was probably in a situation where I couldn't run, for instance, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Whereas I can, or if I could, it would have been like running a potato. But I can run it now.
Burgring. Umsteigen zu 57a.
So last night, this is a bus stop, not a me stop. So last night I actually managed to get through. And I was well over the hour mark. I was closer to the 2 hour mark, which is what this episode will probably be. Because we're doing the complete route for forward journey and return journey. Now there was one time where I got from one end to the other, and I thought, oh, you beauty, maybe they've fixed the issue because I was able to get from one end to the other. But what had happened on that occasion is that I was getting faster at the route. I was spending less time at stations, so instead of spending nearly an hour trying to get to the other end and not making it, I actually got from one end to the other in about 45 minutes. And so the hour thing wasn't a thing. then I managed it quite easily. I managed it quite easily last night, so I'm happy about that. We've still got some people out there hopping like kangaroos. I'm going to close the front door. The pedestrians have just started to walk over. We'll lock the doors, so as soon as that light changes, we can take off. So as a result of the upgrade, the hardware upgrades, it's made things a lot easier on my end. And now I don't have to necessarily worry that my game is going to crash after an hour. Now it still could happen, but I'm not as concerned now. So I can run Microsoft Flight Simulator very well.
Ring, Volkstheater. Umsteigen zu U3, 46, 49, 48A.
So I can run Microsoft Flight Simulator very well. SimulatorDirkGaming.com, Simulator Dirk on YouTube. There is a Microsoft Flight Simulator playlist. Those episodes come out on Fridays. I can go now, and the stop's just around the corner. So the Microsoft Flight Simulator episodes come out on Fridays. Tram Sim episodes, when I've recorded them, they'll come out on Tuesdays, along with buses and trucks and trains on Thursdays. I've recently returned to my regular place of employment after having 5 weeks annual leave, which was very much appreciated. I recorded in the vicinity of 95 videos of varying lengths while I was roughly 95 while I was on my annual leave. Needless to say, I didn't go on holidays or anything like that. It is still a little bit difficult, even here in Australia, with a certain virus,
Parlament.
with a certain
Umsteigen zu
pandemic.
2, in Richtung Dornbach.
So I didn't worry about travelling. I spent a lot of time on Simulator Dirk stuff. Got a lot of stuff done that I needed to get done too, just quietly. So somebody's just come in at the last second. That's fine. We'll close the main front door. No lights. Oh, we've got to wait for the traffic light, but that won't be long. So some places you get the little A warning light to say that it's about to change. Some places you don't. There we go, we get it now. And so by the time we actually move, we can go. Now what we should do at the next few platforms, just give you a look outside.
Rathausplatz, Burgtheater.
So we'll close the front door. We'll go ding, ding, ding. And we'll show the tram departing. If old mate will get out of the way of the camera. And there's the trailer.
Schottentor. Umsteigen zu U2. 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 1a.
So we'll look at outside. There's an outside view. Good to see that all of our NPCs, our non-playing characters, our passengers, are dressed appropriately for the weather. Let's have a quick look to see if we can go. We'll close the front door. So we can go now. We're still waiting for one of our doors to close, and in the meantime the traffic lights have changed. So we've got our audible warning to say that the door's closed now. Alright. Shouldn't have went. Got the green light now. We're running 9.5 minutes late now. So that's why we're not getting any punctuality points. We're not even getting one punctuality point because it's just been a case of... So there's a good look at our trailer.
Börse. In Richtung Nussdorf, 40a.
So you do get to a point with the timetable where you know, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to make up the time. So you just have to drive safely. And what that will also mean when we get to Blockbuster, that means that our turnaround time is... the lights changed again. Our turnaround time at Blockbuster will basically be 0. And sometimes that's what happens.
Schottenrennen. Umsteigen zu U2, U4, 31, 3a.
Now, really realistically, there's probably no reason for me to wait, but we have to wait because that's what the traffic light says. Those yellow dots can be very hard to see from a distance. So we've got some lads here coming in our blind spot. We just saw them briefly. So, no doubt they'll be all jumping on. There we go. So we'll close that door first. Hang on. There's another guy coming. On you get. There's another couple there. Alright. So we'll just wait for our ding ding. Okay, all the doors are closed. Now we're locked. Give a bit of bell and off we go. And some people say, oh, all you do is drive trams. That's all a tram driver does. They don't go around the network looking for mystery little bonuses and doing treasure hunts. They drive trams.
Flughafenbus. Bitte seien Sie achtsam. Andere brauchen Ihren Sitzplatz vielleicht notwendiger. Connections to Airport bus.
So this has definitely extended the playability of Tram Sim for me. Alright, we should get the A warning light in a minute. Has increased playability. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Like, I'm not necessarily worried about a lot of the achievements. Like, one of the achievements says move 100 passengers. I've done well and truly more than that. This is episode 13. There we go. This is episode 13. I've moved well more than 100 passengers. Did I get the level achievement? Did I get the achievement for that? No. I'm level 2. You're supposed to get an achievement when you're level 2. Did I get the achievement for that? No. You're supposed to get an achievement if you go from one end to the other and also do a return trip. Did I get one for that? No.
Schwedenplatz.
So I've been ripped off.
Umsteigen zu U1, U4, 2, 2A.
Is there another route coming? I don't know. Whoops. You know, did I get a streak of combos that I didn't get an achievement for? Yeah. Am I still enjoying? I am. Am I going to do this every week? Am I going to put out an episode every week? Probably not. Will I be super excited if there's another new tram or if there's a new route? Hell yeah. I saw a couple of videos, and this is how I found it, because I wasn't necessarily reading the information on Steam. I was just flicking around YouTube.
Julius Grafplatz.
And I saw a couple of videos about it, and they were all in German, so I didn't understand what was going on. But I did get the idea that there was a new tram, and that it was free, and I didn't have to pay for it, which was awesome. Because they could have charged, you know, some other transport sim developers might charge $30 for a piece of DLC. Just the one locomotive or the one train or whatever. So Tram Sim could have done exactly the same, but they chose not to, because they're still building the amount of people that are playing and that sort of stuff. They're still building their community, their followers. Pardon me. Oh, we've got a flexity right up our backside here. It's probably caught up to us. Alright, so we'll go. So some doors are closing. Need to shut the front doors. Number 9, not number 9. And let's go. That beeping's coming from the flexity next to us, not from us. Now we can go now. Yep, we can definitely go now.
Hintere Zollamtstraße. Umsteigen zu O. In Richtung Ratsstraße.
We're now running 13 minutes late. How I didn't overshoot that in the next week, I don't know. Still got an 8 for it, so I'm happy with that. Considering how hard I came in. No point trying to make up time at this point. Still see some movement down towards the back. Because with this sort of tram, not with it being a high floor, it would take people a little bit longer to get in and out of compared to a low floor. So we'll close our front door. Ding ding. Still got one door, probably the back door. And we're waiting on. Still waiting for it. There we go. So we're moving nicely. You know, it's probably taking us 55 minutes to get to this point.
Radetzky-Platz. Umsteigen zu O. In Richtung Praterstern.
You know, is it my best drive ever? No. Is it safe? Yes. How's my timetable running? Not good, but we can only do what we can do in these circumstances. Okay, now they want to get on. We've still got one flashing. Now we're sweet. We'll have to wait here. Now there are some places around the world that run their older trams alongside their newer trams. San Francisco immediately comes to mind. Melbourne immediately comes to mind with those sort of things, and there'd be others. Still quite a few of these trams running around Vienna as another, for instance.
Hetzgasse.
Sure, that car thought about coming out. That guy looks like he's half buried in snow. Walking down the right hand side there. Still got a couple down the back. And still got one down the back. Oh, lady right there. We'll open for. There we go. Come on board. And there's just one more door probably down the back that we're waiting on. This heats up time, and then while you're there, you see another lady coming up. Close the door quickly. And in all that time, you'll eventually get going, and that's how it is. How easy it is to lose time. Oops.
Löwengasse. Umsteigen zu 4a.
So considering it's late at night and it's snowing, still quite a few people out and about on the tram, on the roads, walking around. Now he decides to get on. I got a nice new tram right behind me. And the tram driver behind me going, why am I stuck behind this one?
Wittelsbachstraße. Umsteigen zu 80a.
Alright. Do 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 do. That one's always a hard one to see. Alright, so we're 13. We're 13 minutes late.
Prater Hauptallee. Wir sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen.
So we're coming up to Prater Hauptallee. We should have departed there 4 minutes ago. We haven't even got there yet. So it'll probably be closer to 6 minutes by the time we drop these people off and then go around the other side. Maybe even 7 minutes. So everybody should be getting out. So we've dropped them off at the terminus. That's one thing I forgot to do last night. Drop people at the terminus and then go on to the next. Go on to the departures pickup around the corner here. So the other trams just started going around the loop now behind us. So we're 5.5 minutes late before we even start. So, or 6 minutes now. So we basically we would have had a decent turnaround. We don't have a turnaround anymore, so we just keep going. What am I doing? Closing the door. So 6 minutes late out of there. Now if we can keep it to 6 minutes late at the other end, that'll be a miracle in these conditions with this tram.
Wittelsbachstraße 80a.
So you don't know sometimes when they swing out if they're going to be, if they're going to actually come all the way out and hit you sometimes. Oh, the glare was almost impossible to see that yellow dot then.
Löwengasse. Umsteigen zu 4a.
Now the interesting thing as well, another interesting thing that I noted is that when you were driving the Flexity before, you were always tram 301. But now you can choose whatever number you want for both types of tram. You can choose whatever number you want within their number range. Hopefully we can get those lights. No, we can't. Because the cars need to go. Because we share this bit of road. Now, can we go is the question. The answer to that He is not just yet. There is supposedly some other traffic that we have to watch out for, but there's none around at the moment. Also got some pedestrians over there.
Hetzgasse.
Now these situations can be dangerous because you don't know about traffic coming out of side streets. You don't know about people going in between parked cars. You don't know about cars pulling out. Seven, I'll take that considering how fast I was going. Alright. So at the moment we're basically keeping to the amount of time that we'd already lost. So we're about 6-7 eighths out of Breda up to Lee, so that's roughly what we are at the moment. So
Radetzky-Platz. Umsteigen zu O. In Richtung Praterstern.
oi. Alright, how are we doing? Number 9 doesn't work. Number 9 works. I was hoping we'd get a clear run, but we haven't. So we've got traffic out of that side street we need to worry about as well.
Hintere Zollamtstraße. Umsteigen zu O. In Richtung Raxstraße.
So hopefully by the time this traffic light cycle is finished, we'll be right to go. Oops. This one's a complicated intersection. I'm just going to roll through it slowly. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Julius-Raab-Platz. Umsteigen zu 2.
Almost can go. Just creeping up to the intersection. And let's go.
Schwedenplatz. Umsteigen zu U1. U4. 2. 2a.
Alright, come on, let's go. Now, an interesting point here is that underneath the destination and passenger information system, there looks like there used to be a speedometer, a speedo there. The speedo is now in a rather inconvenient position behind the door in the corner, as if it's an afterthought. Or they've had to put a replacement one in, and that was the easiest place to put it. Collision with person. They must have walked into me. There wasn't anybody directly in front of me.
Salztorbrücke. Umsteigen zu 2a. Flughafenbus. Bitte seien Sie achtsam. Andere brauchen Ihren Sitzplatz vielleicht notwendiger. Connections to Airport Bus.
I find it hilarious that that's the only thing she says in English, connections to the airport bus. 7 minutes late. We'll probably stay around about 7 minutes late, honestly.
Schottenring. Umsteigen zu U2.
No, I'm not a miracle worker.
31. 3A.
Oh, 5.5. We managed to make some up. There's one door at the front, at the back, isn't there? Another tram just behind me, boys. Because I'm running 6 minutes late, and I know for a fact there's another tram just behind me. Because I saw him at Praterhaptali. Well, this will be a good shot around the corner. There's the trailer. Oh, look at that guy levitating around there. Should get back in the cab.
Börse. Umsteigen zu D. In Richtung Nussdorf. 40A.
Now this is the avenue of trees. This is a really good area to try and get some speed up. But you do have to watch the lights, especially up here. Time that well. Alright, we're good. I'm just going to creep forward just a little bit to get some momentum because it's almost time for us to go. Got the little A, so won't be long.
Schottentor. Umsteigen zu U2. 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 1A. .5.5 minutes, so we've made up a minute and a half.
So close the front door.
Rathausplatz, Burgtheater.
Ah, timing wasn't quite good enough. It's our little rainbow crossing. $8,569 tram stopping points. Nice. See a couple of people down the back getting on the trailer. And there's another guy here. Let's see if he presses the door. No, he just continues to walk. See the lights there go out. Yeah, we got some pedestrians there. I'm not in a good spot to see the light. I think the light's just next to me there. So the cars are going. Oh, what now? There's the door at the back. There we go. We locked it now.
Parlament. Umsteigen zu 2 in Richtung Dornbach.
We had made up a couple minutes and then we're 6.5 minutes late again. Oh, I got a 10 for that stop. Yeah, boy. Just waiting for probably the one door to close. There we go.
Ring. Volkstheater. Umsteigen zu U3. 46. 49. 48a.
Some of these dots are in weird spots like that one. We shouldn't go anyway. So we'll wait until we get the wait till we get the signal there. So we've got traffic coming across us now. There we go.
Urpring. Umsteigen zu 57a.
Alright, now stops down there a little bit. Gotta wait for the pedestrians. Wait for the lights. Alright. Oh, this is an interesting camera view. I was hoping for more of that shot.
Oper. Karusplatz. Umsteigen zu U1, U2, U4, D2, 71, 2a, 59a.
I was hoping I could time it a bit better than that, but I can't. Wasn't a bad stop. Alright. Need to wait for the light anyway. Alright, we'll get the... where are you, Tram? There you are. was totally my fault. Can I make this light? Yes, I can.
Resselgasse.
Can I make this one where I have to cross from one side of the road to the other? I wish I can. If I don't have to come to a complete stop here, that would be nice. This one's hard to... Alright, how we doing? There's a fine balance between always watching out of the front of the tram and wanting to give you a bit of a different view as well. Yeah, that one will be a good screenshot, I reckon. Old mate, his Ugg boots there. Oh, that's freaky. Can we go? We can go now.
Paulanergasse.
Well, we're 8.5 minutes late. Considering the conditions, I'm not surprised. And plus I have been doing a bit more off camera. I've been doing a few more of these ones. How we're doing... So you have to be careful here because of the cars merging.
Meierhofgasse.
Even though we've got right away, because we've got the signals, we still have to watch the cars merging at that point. So here they've built the road up a little bit so passengers can also use it as a platform, but it is also a traffic lane. Alright. Ah.
Johannstrausgasse.
Just being
Umsteigen
able to
zu
get through one
13a.
intersection can make the difference sometimes. Now this is a perfect illustration of passengers can use it as a platform, but it is also part of the road. Alright, so we can close the door. Can we go? Yes, we can. No, we can't. Let's go. So we're just coming into the underground section now, so this is going to get a bit noisier.
Laurensgasse. Bitte seien Sie achtsam. Andere brauchen Ihren Sitzplatz vielleicht notwendiger.
So it's a matter of timing things when you've got the doors closed. Now, obviously you're limited. You don't normally have that view.
Kiebergasse. Umsteigen zu 18 in Richtung Schlachthausgasse.
Oh, hang on. There we go. That's actually probably a good view for my screen art. There we go. Alright, close the doors. Num 9, not the number 9. I think there's one set of doors down the back we're still waiting on. Oh, an old mate comes on at the last second, and that's quite understandable. So we lost a good couple of minutes there. So I've got to wait for these doors to close. Once they all close, we should get a ding. And we can go... Yeah, let's do this for a view. Our internal passenger view. Don't do that very often.
Schnellgasse. Umsteigen zu 6 in Richtung Geiereckstraße.
So we can sort of coordinate when all the doors are closing at the same sort of time. Hard to do if you haven't got this view. Alright, we've got to wait for a second till we get the... We can creep forward to the intersection. We're on an awkward part at the moment because because of the grade. Alright, we're 10 minutes late. We're so close to level 3. We've got about 3 stops to go before we get back to Stefan. And let's go. Don't step out. Say she steps out. Now I'm being a bit cheeky here, but I was into the intersection. You just gonna stand there? Sometimes you just got to use your size, because I was into the intersection as those people tried to pass in front of me.
Davidgasse. Umsteigen zu 7a.
So we'll try and close the door. Num 9. We don't have the lights, but we are going to shut the doors. So as soon as we get the orange light that warns us that we're about to get the green light, it'll be a good time to press the bell and start to get our wheels moving. Like then, by the time we power up, We've got the green light and off we go.
Poststraße. Wintenstraße.
$8,699 points I is. Now I don't know exactly how much I need for level 3, but I'm close.
Stefan-Fadinger-Platz. Umsteigen zu 15a. 65a.
So
Wir sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen.
I should have been out 4.5 minutes ago. And often this is what will happen. You'll just continue to go around and around and around. You'll just continue to go around and around, and you'll just continue to be late. And I am still not level 3. So here we are. Here we are. We are now at Stefan. We have done the return trip. Did we get our achievement? Probably not. Should we have? Yes. Do we get it when we leave? Alright, ding dong.
Wintenstraße.
I don't know how many points I need. And I don't reckon that I've got my achievements either, which I'm annoyed about. That's good. That's good for screen art. I so do want to go on, but we've just hit the 2-hour mark. Well, I don't think I'm ever going to find out. Anywho, I've been Simulated Irk. You've been wonderful. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.